today. From TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida, it's the AFC Divisional Round Playoffs on EA Sports. We'll see Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins.
Something we've only seen less than a handful of times since this franchise was born back in the 90s, and that's Jacksonville hosting in the playoffs as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
And the quality of opponent goes up a notch here in this divisional round. But he's coming off such a sensational performance, I'm not sure he cares. 4 touchdown passes in the last game, and you'd have to imagine his head coach would sign up for that right now.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And they'll run on the inside handoff. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play. That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
His first catch of the divisional round goes for a 1st down. Five catches last week in their wild card win. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And, look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
Scoring first, so critical in the postseason. They've got it here, 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
On 2nd and goal, Lawrence. Caught on a slant. Touchdown, Jaguars. Christian Kirk, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Riley Patterson now for the extra point. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. That drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In clutch territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away.
And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. So now here come the Dolphins. And for them, maybe a little carryover from last week's game. They got the win on the road in the wild card round, on the road here again in the divisional round, but they're hanging tough.
Hey, cue a little music, right? A little on the road again. I mean, this has been kind of the mantra they're under right now, and they can't change it. The season dictated what would happen with them, right? They had to go on the road for the first round for the playoffs. They're on the road again, and sometimes teams get really comfortable with that. Not only the idea of going on the road and shocking the world, but just, hey, it's just us. We don't have to worry about outside distractions. It's just us. Let's go play.
It becomes that us against the world mentality, doesn't it?
And while it may be overplayed, you know, in the media, it's real when it comes time to play ball.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 26. From the gun, it's Tua. Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. 7 yards there and a first down.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And they're going to get it. They bring it down, a sack back at the 16-yard line. Devon Hamilton busting through to get him for a loss of 6. After the sack on 1st down, Tua over the middle, complete. It's long. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Here's Tua. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
The coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And this one is right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game.
As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to ETN. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
That's just running the ball 101 because too much east-west, not enough north-south. Got to get upfield, don't you?
They just kept stringing him out before he knew it. He had hit the sideline. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. They'll run with Mixon, and he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down.
So they convert on 4th, and now from just outside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw into the hands of Kirk.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
following the pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6.
On the counter, Etienne.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Travis Etienne taking it in from 7 yards away. And they are able to add on to their advantage. And they drew up the counter there. It worked. They're glad they drew up the counter.
And a lot of times what you're trying to do is just simply get the defense moving in one direction. It doesn't take much. Even one step's enough. Get them going in one direction and then cut back against the grain and let your running back finish it off and get the work done.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
That's going to be caught by Waller. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. Taken from just outside the 30.
So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression, jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
Oh, he's got some breathing. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Joe Mixon,
75 yards.
And the Jaguars continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Man, no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 41-yard line. Now Tua.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Jags will take over possession here up at the 44. Boy, we've seen a lot. Mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball, because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth. Yes, and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Jerome Baker there on the tackle. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
On 3rd down, Mixon. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll try and run with Mixon. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line. To gain. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Tua now on 1st down. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. Now they got to get to the line quickly. throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. Tua setting up shop to throw again.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
Final play of the half. It's Lawrence.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So it's on to halftime of this.
A look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter.
Win or go home. That's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round.
And it's a pretty good return here as they get this up to the 29. The Jaguars ready to get going to start quarter number 3. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Flushed out right, and seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
And he is going to have a Jags first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He targets Ingram for another grab. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
128 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. This O-line's been great. They've gotten the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
Straight ahead, Etienne. And able to work his way down to the 16. He wipes out the penalty yardage with a good run to get it back to 2nd and 7.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Mixon with a first down carry. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Joe Mixon.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Tua going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Oh, Ridley has it. What a catch. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well. Now it's Mixon running right. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Again, it's Mixon. And some room to maneuver. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 157 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. Second and 10 here as we sit in the third quarter of this divisional round matchup. It's so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need. And they'll take this into the end zone. And touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars have got it on cruise control. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Miami set to take over. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
Hey, pick your game up. Slam, slam, slam.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at about the 45. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Tua sets up to pass it. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Devon Hamilton able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Yeah, let's get set lunch. 155, 155. Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Etienne up the middle. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 63 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Another tote for Etienne. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Travis Etienne saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Jags are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this 4th quarter lead.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Devon Hamilton able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early. And that's on Austin Jackson, 1st-round pick in 2020. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. They'll look to throw here. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. It'll be a gain of 18 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Let's go, defense. Out of time. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Seven yards on the return after a punt of 39. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start and no letdown here as they lead big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
A give, running right, Etienne.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
Here's Lawrence.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
Running out of the gun with Etienne.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
From midfield now, Lawrence. He still makes a catch, even though it was tapped by the linebacker.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 39. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here's a give to Etienne.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Here's Lawrence to throw. He'll air this one out for Kirk.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Launch a screen pass. That's complete. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
They'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked by Chad Muma.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Throwing on second and long. Tua. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. A leap and he will make the catch. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. One final try for Tagovailoa. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.